Hi everyone, welcome back. So today, I want to find out of 6 placement games, how many successful Operation Sea Lions I can pull off by Germany 2. Now, placement matches, I'm not exactly sure, you're not guaranteed any particular rank, I think, when you're paired up against other players. Of the people I got paired with, I know one of them was in gold, as Axis. The rest I'm not too sure. I think it's a healthy mix from all the ranks. So, yeah, it's going to be a mixed bag. But, yeah, I want to see, out of 6 games, how many can we take control of the UK by Germany 2. So, let's jump in. Okay, so let's start with the build first of all. We'll be going for 3 transports, 1 carrier and 1 submarine. The idea being we're going to have 4 transports in the Baltic Sea attacking the UK directly, and if we're lucky we'll also have this transport in the Med also attacking UK. But that depends on what happens with the battle against the cruiser and also what the Americans decide to do, because they could potentially kill all of this off, but we'll see. So yeah, 1 submarine, 1 carrier and 3 transports. Okay, so let's take a look at the setup on Germany 1. Okay, so we're taking out the UK fleet in Sea Zone 7 with pretty much the normal units, except we're going to leave the cruiser in the Baltic Sea. The reason behind this is we're going to have a carrier here, a cruiser, 2 fighters, and that's enough to deter a UK attack because the Oz aren't with them. Without the cruiser, it's a little bit more risky, so they could get lucky taking this back. So we're going to leave that cruiser back just to ensure we can hold our fleet in Sea Zone 5. We're also going to try and take out the cruiser by Spain. Obviously, we're just taking out all the as much of the UK fleet as we can do, and also we'll be having this transport hopefully sitting here and alive by Germany 2 to obviously help with the attack on the UK. But as I said before, that depends largely on the Americans, but we'll see what happens. The board itself should probably look something like this. You can see Russia here in this example has had a really nice round 1 actually. They're pushing to Ukraine with an artillery as well, which is a bit more awkward. Good number of units left in West Russia, so we'll just quickly take Karelia lightly. We'll do this as well. What's nice is these 2 fighters can still attack the Ukraine and still also be in position for the attack on the UK and Germany too, because we can put them back into the Northwestern Europe province. So that should be the setup. Again, if you've got the fighter and the bomber left in the Ukraine, which is unlikely, but it's possible, then obviously make sure they're in position for Germany 2 to hit the UK as well. Okay, so by the end of Germany 1, the board should look something like this. We tried to take the Ukraine back, but failed unfortunately, but that's okay. The main prize is the UK. If we can take that, we should be fine. So I'm not too concerned about what Russia's doing. Also, I forgot to mention, if you can use the fighter in Berlin to attack this cruiser as well, because you can land it in Spain, and then it can still be using the attack against the UK, because you can land it back on the carrier, which would be in Sea Zone 6 by G2. So that's for a safer battle in Spain, basically. But I forgot this time, but it's okay. We're set up as we want to be. So we've got our 3 fighters on the coastline here, ready for the attack. We had a nice battle in Sea Zone 7, so we have plenty of subs left, which is going to be annoying to deal with for the UK. And yeah, we have our 4 transports. We've got tanks enough and infantry enough on the coastline to pick them up and attack. So there we go. That's the setup. So we'll see how our 6 opponents defend. Okay, so game 1. My opponent defended with 1 fighter and 7 infantry, which is the very best defence that you can put into UK to defend against the sea line. It uses all of the 31 points the UK get to spend, and it means that when I'm attacking, I had an 8% chance of success of taking the UK. So almost impossible. I will say in these games, I will be attacking on Germany 2 regardless of the defence. It's more just to see what people defend with. So if it's a good defence, bad defence, I'll be attacking on G2 regardless. And if I lose, I'll resign. If I win, then the game's over anyway. So yeah, great defence from my opponent here. There was no way Afghans going to get through this. As you can see, we got pretty battered on the attack. Okay, so game 2. My opponent defended with 2 fighters in the UK, which is definitely one of the weaker defences. I was going into this battle with a roughly 95% chance of winning, so a huge difference from the first game. Again, I think putting too much stock into fighter defence with low numbers of infantry to back them up. So the odds were heavily against him here. He also put, I think it was 2 artillery and infantry into India. So yeah, I think definitely to make sure you prioritise the UK defence over over Indian deployment. So yeah, our first successful attack on the UK, G2. Okay, so game 3, a rather strange one. 3 artilleries and 2 destroyers. Now, I think my only explanation for this is that he may have missed the transports in the Baltic Sea, because obviously there was no attempt really made to defend the UK, so I feel like he just may have missed the imminent attack from the Germans. I think he just might have missed it. Obviously we were going into this battle now with a chance of, I think, roughly 99 point something percent chance of success for Germany to take it on round 2. So yeah, I think it was just a case of not paying attention to the board properly. That's my guess at what happened here, which is unfortunate. I've made similar mistakes. I've left Berlin open on a number of occasions, so it happens. I think it's just a lesson to be learned. Just make sure you're double checking the board for this kind of thing to make sure you don't get surprised in your opponent's turn. Okay, game 4 is a bit of a weird one. So yeah, he basically took out my fleet in the Baltic, and I believe that was because of a mistake from me, because I attacked UK with 4 fighters still, which I think means I put only 1 on the defence in the Baltic Sea and not 2. So he was able to kill the transports with his 2 fighters and also the bomber. He did lose all that though in that attack, which meant I could then take on the UK with just 1 transport. The problem I think he had, he killed the battleship, I believe, with a US bomber. The problem was he didn't use his destroyer in the battle, so yeah, I think he moved the destroyer in on the non-combat move. So my transport was still free to take troops from Morocco and attack the UK. So I think it was just a blunder from him, and also me as well, from leaving only 1 fighter to defend the Baltic Sea. So not the cleanest game from either of us, but still we were able to take UK on G2. Obviously, still having 4 fighters in the battle was going to be huge. So we had a roughly 90% chance. Although the stats are less relevant in this game, obviously, for what happened. But yeah, a very bizarre one. Very bizarre. Okay, so game 5, another solid defence from my opponent. We had a 7 infantry, 1 fighter by. What was unusual about this game is the fact that we had a bomber and a fighter extra, because of my opponent didn't go for Ukraine, which was unusual. So we had more. I did bomb the complex with the bomber, not actually the mainland, so it wasn't in the fight. But regardless, it was a very low percentage chance still. It was still around 10%-ish. That we were going to win the fight, so it was already a foregone conclusion we would have lost. But yeah, interesting. I did actually decide to retreat with the fighters here. My idea was I wanted to try and see if I could take it by G3 instead. We'd obviously lost the battle on G2, but I thought if I could try and retreat and regroup for Germany 3 and take it next turn, but unfortunately we couldn't do that either. So yeah, good defense from my opponent. Okay, so the final game. Yeah, a bit of a mixed defence this one. He put 4 infantry into the UK, as well as the tank from Canada. What was different here, though, was I was only attacking with 4 fighters, because I lost 1 in the attack against the initial attack against the British fleet in Season 7. So we were 1 fighter down here. So we were going into the battle with the odds roughly around 41% in our favour. So he took a bit of a risk on this one, to be fair. I think he deployed a fighter into India, so I think he would have been better off, I think, putting at least 1 more unit into the UK, because it could have very easily swung in my favour, and I think by the battle here we did actually pretty well. It was a close fight. I think giving yourselves the defender giving himself a 60% chance on the defence probably wasn't the wisest choice, given that is his home, it's his capital city for UK. So I think, yeah, at least 75%. I think it would have been safer, but yeah, he held on anyway. So overall, 3 out of 6 victories. Okay, so what lessons can we take away from this? To be fair, I was really surprised that I got 3 out of 6. It was more than I thought, and there were possibilities for, yeah, we almost took another one as well, so it was close. But I think for the newer players to the game, I'm hoping this is going to help them avoid this, you know, happening to them in the future. So 3 main points I want to pick up on. Firstly, defensively, you can't go wrong with infantry. I think putting too much stock, as I said in one of the games, into fighter defense is not going to do well for you, because although they're fantastic in defense, they're the best unit in defense. What wins defense is numbers, and numbers of infantry, because they are a fantastic defensive unit. So stacking the UK with infantry will keep you safe. So if you see Germany going for this in one of your ranked games, then you should be happy, because yeah, there's no way realistically, if you defend properly, that they can win, and they're spending a lot of IPC on water units that aren't really going to help them out in the long run. So they're giving Russia free rein to push in, you know, on land, while you just keep UK safe with infantry. So yeah, infantry are definitely the great purchase there. 2, I think, is just to make sure that you double check the board before you make any decisions. It's something I have to remind myself of as well, because I tend to go too quickly as well when I'm making moves. But just double checking that you've seen what your opponent's going for, what units they have available, what units you have available, and making sure that you're, you know, planning your strategy accordingly. Make sure you've not missed anything on the board that's going to surprise you later on. And 3 as well, I think, get into the habit of using a battle calculator, because there are several ones that you can find online, and they're extremely useful for finding out, you know, the odds of a battle. So you can make sure that on the defense, for example, in the UK, you can make sure that whatever you put into the UK will have a very good chance of success against what's attacking you. So you can always ensure that your battles, you have the odds, your favourite to win the battle. So getting to a habit of, you know, double checking the board, using a battle calculator, and yeah, making the right purchases will hopefully serve you well in your ranked games to come. But yeah, I hope this has been helpful to some people. Obviously, this is probably more useful to the more beginner players than the more experienced ones. Obviously, you wouldn't see this strategy in the higher levels, because it just doesn't work. That's why the Sea Lion is not a good strategy at all. As long as the allied player defends effectively, the odds are never going to be with the German player to actually win. So it's purely down to player ability, really, the ability of the allied player. So if you come up against this, just remember those 3 points, and you'll be fine. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.